great coaches. Then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
This is Raiders Allegiance with Lunatic Raider. Welcome to the dark side.
Good morning, Raider Nation. What is the deal? Get your cup of coffee. Get ready to get them eyes popped open. It's Raider time. It's always Raider time. Even without a watch on, it's Raider time. You feel me? What's up with y'all this morning, man? What's up with it? What's up with it? I see my guys already popping up, man. Salute. Dominique 5 in the house. We got Raider Incorporated in the house. Good morning to you guys as well. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah, from Sydney, Australia. Hey, welcome. Thank you for pulling up. We're just hanging out this morning for a little bit. You know what I mean? I have not seen any really significant news in Raider news, but as we already know, and we talked about it last week, there's a couple of things out there still, stewing around. One, we already know the situation with Mark Davis and the release of the president of the team and accusations, but that's all going to show itself sooner or later. The other one is we're waiting on seeing what the New York Giants are going to do with Bradbury. They said they are trying to release him. If that is the case, we are on the clock watching, because I do really think, and I also heard that the Raiders are going to show big interest in Bradbury. Would Bradbury help our team? Of course. Hands down. Of course he'll help our team. That's a solid veteran corner that already knows the system from being under Patrick Graham in New York. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. Is the money there at this moment? If you get a cheap deal, you can. We got about 5 points. It's about 5.6, 5.8 million right now under the cap, but not including the 19.75 million that comes available to us on the 2nd of June. 3 weeks. 3 weeks away. We got another 20 mil getting ready to pop up. So there's still some free agents out there that's unsigned, still waiting for a home, and we'll see if the Raiders are that home that adopts them. So we're just waiting, you guys. We're waiting. Let me know what's up with you guys. Welcome to Good Morning Raider Nation. This is the new morning show. Kicking it off last Friday was the first time, I kicked it off. So, hey, why not? Get up early in the morning. I'm already up. I know you guys are up. Some of you guys are headed off to work. Others may not. But hey, I'm going to give you Raider content until you get to where you're going. You feel me? So I'd like to welcome all you guys that are here. If this is your first time here, Raiders Allegiance is the channel. Lunatic Raiders the name. You guys are more than welcome to kick off your shoes, kick on back. Give me some input on what you guys think, what the Raiders should do, what would help this team be better. There's a lot of things. You can always get better. Like they said, perfection does not exist, but the chase for it always continues. You know what I mean? So that's facts. Shout out to everybody out there. 2 red rings in the house, man, in the house. Thank you for the kind words. Loving the morning show. This is my time. You know what I mean? I'm on vampire hours. You feel me? So this is something that is natural. I'm already up. I'm already spry, and I'm ready to hit the road running. You know what I mean? So, man, thank you, everybody. Oh, like I was getting ready to say, if this is your first time here to this channel, you are welcome. Welcome anytime that I'm on. You can come on in, chat with the rest of our nation, our family. You can chat with the rest of our family in the chat. Y'all can chop it up and also listen to me at the same time. Multitasking. You feel me? But anyway, if this is your first time here, welcome. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button and knock the hell out of that notification bell so you can be notified of all the content I release, even breaking news. Because you never know when the news will break, but once it does, Lunatic is on it. Don't worry, Lunatic is on it. I'm going to bring it to you. Plain and simple. Just remember, Raiders Allegiance is the channel. Lunatic Raiders, your guy. You feel me? So good morning, everybody out there. How was your Mother's Day yesterday? I hope a lot of you guys took them out to eat. If some are still here, I know some of our mothers are no longer with us. I understand that, and I can relate. My mother is here; she's not in town, but I wished her a happy Mother's Day. I did lose my stepmother back in November, so this is the first Mother's Day I had without her. She raised me, but no tears. You know what I mean? I had happy memories, good memories. I know there's people out there that can relate to it as well. I hope that you have just good memories of her and just smile when you think of the fun things and the funny things your mom used to say and so forth. If she's not here, but if she's here, appreciate her, love her now, give her her flowers now. You understand what I'm saying? Always appreciate your mom. Always. You know what I mean? She gave birth to you, and that's not an easy feat. You know what I mean? Especially with some of y'all with big ass heads. I know that shit wasn't easy. I'm one of them. You know what I mean? I probably brought tears to her eye and not a joy. You know what I mean? But anyway, oh shit. Did I freeze up? I think I froze up. That's all right though. We're gonna work through this shit. It's early in the morning. Even the damn computers are gonna act up. But we solid though. Damn, there we go. We back. Yep, we back, y'all. Okay. We froze up for a minute, but that's all right. Like I said, sometimes your computer need coffee too. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody out there. Holly Tanner, thank you for pulling up, man. Thank you. Good morning to you as well. I hope your morning is going great. I know it just started here on the West Coast, East Coast. You're already into the flow. Man, sprinkle some of that East Coast magic dust on us and on the West, and let us get to where y'all at right now. Y'all up and running. You feel me? Shout out to everybody out there. Sultan in the house. Thank you, brother, for pulling up. Man, I always appreciate your presence. Thank you. Like I said, we're just gonna chop it up for a few. I'm scouring the Twitter feed to see exactly what do we have going on. Like I said, we're still ear to the ground waiting on the James Bradberry situation. Once a release is announced, I will bring that to you guys. So like I say, hit that notification bell so you can be notified. Don't be left out, because I got other things coming up this season. If y'all haven't checked out the channel, you should, because I got some things coming for you. You know what I mean? So, man, I'm just glad that you guys pulled up on me, like I said. And also spread the love to all the Raider content creators as well. You know what I mean? Let us be the first network of a fan base that really supports each other. You know what I mean? Because everybody's putting out tremendous content. You know what I mean? This is not just somebody that's looking for try to get paid or whatnot. These content creators really love this team, just like you guys do. And what we want to do is we want to give you all the information, give you our input, our opinions about certain things, what can make this team better, what we should do with the draft and whatnot. Hey, we were all out here during the draft. You know what I mean? And a lot of people went live. A lot of people had content for you on YouTube. We're bringing you, see, because we know, okay, tell the truth. How many outlets, sports outlets, hate on the Raiders all the time? It seemed like they always hate on us. You know what I mean? I seen one where they were talking about they think Derek Carr is a fraud, so he's really not a good dude. You really think he's like acting? And I get sick of the outside interference, all the white noise of these guys putting our team down. And when they put our team down, they're putting our fans down. You know what I mean? And I know better. I've been a fan for years, been a season ticket holder, moved from Oakland, Bay Area to Las Vegas. You know what I mean? A year before the Raiders. So yes, the Raiders followed me here. And I said, come on, we could do this shit together. You feel me? But yeah, shout out to everybody out there, man. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Like I say, even one set of eyes on this channel, I'm satisfied, because that's one person I can talk to. But we got more than one. We got 2. We got 3. Oh, what's up with you? Yeah, that go 4. Oh shit, 5. I see y'all out there, man. For real. Let me dig into some of this little Twitter world, you know what I mean, and see exactly what is the latest, with Bradbury and so forth. Man, how many of you guys are excited for not just the regular season, the preseason, the Hall of Fame game? How many guys and gals out there are excited just to see any kind of form of Raider football? Because we know when it's the Hall of Fame game, they probably put our starters in for a series, if that, because we'll have 5 preseason games this season. So the Hall of Fame game against Jacksonville, because you remember Jacksonville went out and spent all that money on them free agents. We're going to show you how we draft. You know what I mean? See what our draft picks get out there and do. So I like to get out, and I know they're not going to show everything. They're not going to unveil the offense and the defense for what it's going to be, but I am interested in seeing, especially undrafted free agent rookies. I'm interested in seeing some of these guys get out on the field and see exactly what they can do. You know what I mean? What they can do. Some come from small schools, some didn't. You know what I mean? Everybody that we got, they have potential. They're not going to just go out and waste money on players that has no potential of making the team, whether it's a practice squad body or camp body or making a 53-man roster. But they made good, solid pickups. That's the key. Solid pickups in after the draft. Not during the draft, too. We talked about this last night or the night before. I had Sultan on there along with Raider Twan, and we was breaking down like our draft picks and pretty much looking at the players behind him that were drafted at the same position and trying to gauge what was it what was the lure, the appeal of the draft picks that we got, and what made us pretty much shy away from the other two, because we had action at drafting either or of all 3 of those. You know what I mean? So what was it? What's the mindset of Ziegler and McDaniels? That's what I was trying to get into. Understand their perception, understand their thought process on drafting, because this was their first draft with us. You know what I mean? So I was just trying to get an idea what the blueprint was, and you kind of see it. You kind of see it. But I want to see it executed on the field, because like on paper it looks good, but none of these guys have done anything yet. So we're waiting for them to go ahead and hit the field. And the first time we'll see this Hall of Fame game, and we got 2 representatives going in. So I can't wait till August gets here. Man, it's a lot of stuff. Hey, Raider Nation got this shit on lock. I don't give a damn what team or content creators from other teams, what they got going, they not messing with us at all, period. We bring so many different elements to this damn Raiders shit. They just ain't nobody messing with us, man. We know this. You know what I mean? Raider Nation is on. Matter of fact, everybody that's watching right now, let me get a Raiders in the chat. Let me get a Raiders. Let me see that shit in the chat. Let me know if you up and awoke and ready to get this day started. Let's go. Let's go. You feel me? Let's go. 2 red rings. Hey, man. You feel like you missed something with Jalen Richard? No, don't feel like that. Don't feel like that, because we already know about White and we know about Brown. Well, some people don't really know too much about Brown from UCLA. But this dude right here, checking him out, I know he's a 7th round pick, but this dude is solid in blocking. You know what I mean? He's not an easy tackle. He's a big dude. He loves contact. He's physical. He won't run out of bounds. And this is stuff I'm hearing from other fans of the team that know about him, that, you know what I mean? And breaking it down. I'm getting little tidbits like, okay, I looked at his tape and seen him do this. Hey, yards after first contact, he's getting yards. You know what I mean? He's getting yards. Coming out of UCLA, he had solid production with especially with touchdowns. I think he had over 600 yards rushing, over 100 and something yards of receiving. I think he had, don't quote me, but I'm guessing, I think he had not guessing, but I'm trying to remember what I've seen. I think he had 9 touchdowns on the ground. You know what I mean? There go those Raiders. That's what I want to see. Shout out to everybody out there hitting them up with the Raiders. There we go. There we go. There we go. Everybody is up and awoke, eyes wide open, not wide shut like some of these other teams. Yes, I'm throwing everybody's Raiders out there. Thank you. Hey, Chris Nelson, thank you for showing up. Raiders, that's right, baby. This is how we do it. Navy Vet 44. What's up with it, man? What's up with it? Thank you for pulling up. For real. Yeah, man. It's like I'm excited for it's been a long time since we've been excited for the future. But now the future is here. The future is here. The future is now. We're not no longer trying to get to we're on that mission now. It's win now. You can see all the moves they made. You know what I mean? You traded for Devontae Adams. That's not just a win 2 years from now. That's to win right now. You know what I mean? And this offense is starting to look scary for other teams. You know what I mean? That's why I never was the one to really be like, when Russell Wilson went to Denver and Khalil Mack went to the Chargers and J.C. Jackson went to the, I never fret that. There was no threat there. To me, it was no fear. And I'm like, I got the old school Raider mentality where it's like, don't fear them, make them fear you. And I'm telling you, I don't give a damn if they had Moses on their defense. Short from splitting the Red Sea, ain't nothing happening. We're putting defenses in a situation of damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know what I mean? We're lock, stock, and barrel loaded, you know what I mean, with the running back group, because we know we're about to run it. Because we're putting the offense on the field where a lot of defenses are going to have to choose whether do we give help on Adams. And a lot of people, a lot of pundits on the outside looking in said this is what's going to happen. Teams' defenses are going to they're going to choose who they're going to double: Waller, Renfro, Edwards, or Adams. And it's most likely going to be Adams that they try to throw that safety on and blanket him with, which means they're going to have to still keep an eye on Renfro and fucking Waller. So you can't stack the box. So as long as our offensive line does what they're supposed to do on their assignments, and I watched some of these young offensive tackles we drafted too. They are solid at opening up holes for the running back, whether it's guard or tackle. And the right side is pretty much what we have to go ahead and solidify with either the draft picks or the returning free agents that we re-signed in Illuminor and them. You still have Leatherwood that probably is going to be thrown into the mix to compete at right tackle, which makes sense. Let him compete. Don't just automatically, check him off as like, no, he's a guard. Let him compete underneath this regime. Let this current offensive line coach get his hands on, because Leatherwood is still green. And a lot of his mistakes are mental mistakes, false starts, holding. That can be corrected. You know what I mean? But let him go ahead and get under the offensive line coach along with the other guys we drafted, Mumford, and I even like Bam, whatever the hell his name is. He's green. He hasn't really played, but he's a massive body. And I'm looking at him at what, 6'8" or 6'9", 300 and what was he, 360 pounds? So to me, he's kind of in that mode of a let's see. We know about Falele that came out, but we didn't go after him. We didn't draft him. He's gone. But to get an undrafted in the same body structure, because just the size alone is going to call defensive ends to take, like, they're going to have to pack a lunch and get an airplane ticket to get around his big ass. You know what I mean? That's a big ass dude. I hate to see him at chow time, because I'm telling you, he's going to ask everybody if they want their cornbread. You feel me? For real. But hey, correct. Man, Van City, you hit that Van City Raider. I already know. I went and looked at his tape. He opens up beautiful holes on the offensive line. That's why I'm just imagining our running backs. You get a hole that deep or that wide open, and you get the running backs that just hit it running. Man, especially when you can be able to hit those holes, whether it's the left side or the right side of the line, because we already know with Colton Miller and them, you know what I mean? Do we keep Andre James at center? These are questions to be asked. You know what I mean? But at least it looks like we will have an option of selecting which player plays at what position, and that best suits what we're trying to do to give us more success, a higher success rate. You know what I mean? So with that being said, man, yeah, Bam is a beast. I seen his tape. I'm a believer. And for him, and I know, like I said, he's green. He's not going to come in and start this year, but he might be rotational. You know what I mean? But then again, from what I heard about this guy is that he catches and he learns fast. So if he can learn the system and get a grasp of it that soon, competition is going to be stiff at that position, man. But no matter what, the best man will win that job, which means it's going to benefit our team. That's all I care about. Benefit the Raiders. Help the Raiders win. Help the Raiders in the run game, pass protection, all that. If you could do all that, we're good. We're good. It's just a wait and see now. Like I said, that's why I can't wait till August to really see these guys get out there and perform. Let's see what our draft picks look like, because you know they're going to get a ton of playing time just because they were not first and second round picks. Usually you try to protect let him go out there for a series or two if he's going to be penciled in as a starter, and then you sit him down. But since our pick started from the third round on, they're playing. They're going to get some nice playing time, especially with these undrafted as well. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. I thank you, really thank you for pulling up this morning. Like I said, this is Good Morning Raider Nation. You're on the channel of Raiders Allegiance with your host, Lunatic Raider. I welcome all of you guys here. Man, feel free to jump in the chat. I'm going through y'all stuff right now, man. Hey, we got a nice little flow to this chat going on, you guys. Edwards was cooking Jay Caesars. Hey, now, just imagine Edwards with another year under his belt under Josh McDaniels, though. See the difference? Because Josh McDaniels has one of those offense that makes you look good. All you got to do is just do what you're expected of. You know what I mean? And Edwards is solid. You know what I mean? He had some drops. And to me, when I remember during the season, the drops he had were simple drops, but he made the most difficult catches I've seen. One hand, he made some very serious ass catches. That's like, man, if you can do that, these easy. And I know sometimes the easy shit is the hardest. You know what I mean? It's so damn easy and so damn regular that it just sometimes you lose concentration. Sometimes you don't look the ball in and you just automatically assume you're going to catch it. It's an easy pass, so you get to going before the ball is secured. That happens, especially with a young player. You know what I mean? But I mean, you live and you learn. Like I say, failure is the best teacher because it teaches you what not to do. So I'm not mad at the failure. I just get mad when you don't learn from it. That's the only thing. But yeah, man, hey, we got a nice squad, man. A nice squad. For real. So is what undrafted free agents do you guys like the most as far as making the team? Because we discussed this too. There's like 3 I like, and it makes sense. But what sleeper of the undrafted free agents do you feel has a chance of making this? Like he's going to surprise everybody. Like nobody's giving him, because he might be undersized. He might not be the fastest, but he produces. See, I don't care about measurables. See, and that's one thing with sports is it don't matter your stature, your weight, your height. Long as you got good production, if you can produce, you know what I mean? If you can produce, man, that's all that coaches want from you. It don't matter your size. I like the Darian Butler, the linebacker from Arizona State. I know he's a little bit undersized at 220, and they say that he's below 6 foot, but I don't care about that. What's his heart like? His production, when I was watching the film, he is a ball hawk. He has good awareness. He pays attention and watches the quarterback's eyes. That's why he jumps these passes and gets interceptions at linebacker, an undersized linebacker. He's over the field, and he plays with tremendous heart. You know what I mean? So that 9 times out of 10 is going to be better than any weight, height measurement you can come up with. You just need production. That's it. Produce. Fuck your size. That's what you got. That's what you work with. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I see some real solid shit jumping off with this team. Let me see. What is it? Like I said, I'm not going to be on here too long, you guys. I just want to do an early, like an hour. You know what I mean? I got other people that I know that does morning shows. See, this is one thing that's so damn fire about the fucking content creators of the Raider Nation. We look out for each other. We don't try to step on their toes. We got love for each other. You be surprised, man. This shit, hey, this is some good ass shit. Dealing with all these other cats that does this, man. I appreciate it. And I met a few of them in Vegas when they came out here for the draft. And some of these guys are real solid, down to earth, humble people that love this team. That's why I said Raider Nation is unmatched. I don't care what they can put silver and black on any team. They not the Raiders. They want to be the Raiders, but they not. You know what I mean? Shit. Hey, we solid, you guys. But man, I'm excited for the season. I'm just popping off at the mouth, man. Like I said, I'm up and ready. You feel me? Let's see. Do you get this confident about the Raiders every year? You know what? Not really. Because the thing is, in the past, it was more of hope. Like, I hope we do good. We never knew because we haven't been doing good. Shit, the last time we did good before this year and last season was tremendous. For them to run off 4 straight victories at the end of the season just to make the playoffs. That's tremendous. After losing your coach, losing your number 1 receiver, dumbass defensive back on IG with guns telling people to pull up. I mean, there was so much turmoil that we had to go through, but yet they persevered. They came together as a unit and they made the playoffs and came 1 play away from taking Cincinnati Bengals into overtime, tying it up. 1 fucking play, a matter of inches. You know what I mean? But now, and we know, and see, that's one thing about Josh McDaniels. This is why I'm so confident. Is the fact that the things that we were weak in, Josh McDaniels, that was his strength. You feel what I mean? It's like I talked about the red zone. We were 27th in the red zone last year, right? New England, I think, was in the top five red zone. But check this out. Guess who the number 1 red zone threat was? Guess what player was number 1 in the red zone efficiency? Mr. Adams. So you add the number 1 weapon in the red zone and put it with the number 1 offense in the red zone, your problem should be solved. Because you added different variables to make you better than 27th in the league in the red zone. That was our Achilles heel last year. We had no problem moving the ball. We moved the ball easy. But just when we got into the red zone, it kind of like it stalls. You settle for a field goal. And it's like if you trade off touchdowns for field goals, you're putting yourself in a tight situation. A tight situation. Because now their touchdown is doubling our points because we're settling for field goals. And it's like, we can't have that. So I think that the problem, we went out and addressed that. We addressed it with the person who schemed an offense that was tops in the red zone and also grabbed the number 1 weapon in it. What do you think a guy that can orchestrate an offense to be tops in the red zone, what do you think that offense looks like when you give him the number 1 receiver in the red zone? What? On steroids. Not the receiver. I ain't talking about Adams I'm talking about the offensive scheme, the play caller. McDaniels' offense is going to be on steroids. You know what I mean? That offense is going to be on steroids. Trust me. Thank God they ain't testing offenses or the offensive scheme, because boy, we'll be suspended. Because that's what's going to happen. This offense is going to be loaded. And I'm telling you, they're going to want to try to drug test everybody. But oh well, you just lucked out in the right situation, open up for McDaniels to come in and be coach. It lucked up that we been able to put the picks we needed to get Adams over here to play with Carr, who was familiar, and they worked with each other in the all season anyway, until we moved to Vegas. Then that stopped. But every off season, it was Davante Adams and Derek Carr working together. Now they're working together on the same team. And they asked Davante Adams, well, how's that working getting back with Derek Carr now? Has anything skipped a beat? Is everything's, he said, man, it's like we never separated. They said they're on point already. And I believe that. I believe that. To be with your number one. Okay, look at when you get somebody that you done started off at 18 in college, you know what I mean? And that's your first early years. Then you all go both of you guys go pro from the same not organization, but college, you know what I mean? And go pro and go your separate ways. Now you're reunited and you always been working with each other in the off season already. So it ain't like, oh, I gotta get used to this guy. I gotta learn how he runs his routes, where he likes his balls. Pause. And they already know that. They already know that. That's what's so tremendous. It's like now all they got to do, learn the offense and implement what you're supposed to do. There it is. There it is. But yes, man, I'm positive this year. I like the outlook. Like I said, it's only on paper. Nothing is for sure, but it looks better this year than it did last year. I mean, come on now. Chandler Jones, you mean to tell me is not an upgrade over Ngakoue? That's not an upgrade? We didn't have a number one receiver last year, but now we got Adams, the number one, the best receiver in the league. And then we always was talking about, oh, well, the offensive line, what we're going to do about the right side. Then you go into the draft with the late picks we have and still come out with 2 players for their offensive line that can go in and compete and try to win a starting job at guard and tackle. This team right here, hey, they got the right, and I said this the other night, what Ziegler and McDaniels is doing is playing chess, and I heard that from a pundit too. They said the same thing. They're playing chess while everybody else was playing checkers. And I remember hearing an interview with Josh McDaniels, and this was before the draft. Mind you, this was before any picks came in, like a week before the draft. They were interviewing him, and they were asking him about, you know what I mean, his scouting crew, you know, the scouts that he have and what kind of work they, and he said, they're doing damn good work. He said, to be honest with you, right now, they're working on the draft for next year. They're already working on the draft before this draft even happened. They already ready for next year. Scouting people, getting information. I'm telling you, they know what they're doing. There's a reason why New England got 6 rings. I know one of them was stolen because we should have been able to, that tuck rule game, but it is what it is. And you cannot deny that they're a 6-time champion and been to the Super Bowl 8 with all in the same fucking era. You know what I mean? It ain't like the history of the Patriots been to 8 Super Bowls. No. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean? Actually, they've been more than that one. Because I remember when they lost, was it 85, right? 1985, the Bears beat New England. 85 Super Bowl, if I remember right. So they've been to the Super Bowl before. And but yeah, man, this era, all within the 2000s, that, man, help the Raiders do that shit. You know what I mean? Let the Raiders get to 8. I don't even care about 8. Let us get 3 Super Bowls. Push our trophies to 6. That's all I ask. 3 Super Bowls. If you can develop a team that can actually be a legitimate contender and a legitimate beast, whether it's AFC or NFC, just a football team, period, that's like people kind of like, damn, we got to go up against these Raiders. That's what they're trying to build. And I got faith that they can do it because they come from somewhere where they've done it. It'd be different if you went and hired Lane Kiffin again. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody. Florida boy in the house. What's going on with you, man? Yeah, we're going to be way better than 2016 offense. You're right. You're right. And that offense was solid. But you remember, there was a whole bunch of come from behinds. I'm looking forward to some wins where we could take the starters out in the fourth quarter, that kind of lead. You know what I mean? Well, actually, we almost had, when Carr got hurt against the Colts, we were up, 2-3 scores? Because I remember Mark Davis was pissed at, see, this is why Del Rio gone. You got a 3-score lead. You're in the fourth quarter. Why is your starting quarterback still in the game and dropping back to pass in a game that you're blowing wide open? That's how Carr got hurt. And I remember Mark Davis up in the booth like, what the fuck is you doing? Why is he Why is you passing? Exactly. You're supposed to just run the ball, run that clock out. But they did a play to have Carr drop back and coming off that left edge right there when fucking Penn, the only sack Penn gave up all that season. Donald Penn gave up the only sack, and that was the sack that broke Derek Carr's leg. And I knew I was at the game. I was up there and I was like waiting for people to see if they can get information on, is it broke? Is it a sprained ankle? What is it? We was waiting because we knew without Carr. That's why I know the hate on Carr is a trip, because I remember when Carr got hurt, all the wind went out of everybody at the whole fucking O.co in Oakland. Because we knew without Carr, we ain't had a fucking chance. And lo and behold, he got hurt. We go in with McGloin. And the rest is history, because we got beat in Houston against the Texans in that fucking playoff, man. Come on, man. That shit was so disappointing. And then they got rid of Del Rio and brought back John Gruden and traded Mack and traded Cooper. But now we reset. Now we're back, and we got Devontae Adams and Chandler Jones and Rock Ya-Sin, and you know what I mean? It's a different day with a different leader, and I assume better things are to come. So I'm not worried. Like I said, I'm not worried. I'm trusting in Ziegler and McDaniels and Champ Kelly to go ahead and do what they've been doing. Because like it's amazing. Like at first, I gave the draft a C+. You know what I mean? And that's all because I'm not counting the first pick and the second pick as Devontae Adams. I'm not doing that one. You know what I mean? We're talking about raw green talent that you can mold into what you want. Now, don't get me wrong, but for us to not even have a first and second, you know what I mean? And for you to go into the draft, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 7th round picks, and you possibly got about 2, maybe 3 starters, and if there's not 3 starters on that draft board that they got on this team for this season, they're being groomed for next season. I bet you there's a couple of starters for next year after they groom them. I bet you we'll get at least 2 starters out of them next year, if not this year. For you to get starters in the middle of the draft, your starters usually 1st, 2nd round. Merritt came in 2nd round, starter. Your 1st round picks, Leatherwood, starter. That's what you expect out of 1st and 2nd year. But if you can produce a starter with your 3rd, 4th, 5th picks, you did a damn good draft. And we look at it like there's potential from this draft to have starters that we drafted that weren't nobody from the 1st and 2nd round. That's tremendous. If you can do that, that's tremendous. That's tremendous. Neil Farrell Jr., come on now. Zamir White. These are, if they're not starting this year, they can start next year. Mumford. You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I mean, this happens. This deep was so draft that a lot of good talent got pushed down. I'm talking about a lot of good talent. It was so deep that some of your undrafted free agents were some good talent that got pushed out of the draft. That's how deep this draft was. And the Raiders went in there and grabbed what we needed without reaching. That's brilliant. For you to get what you need without reaching, because how many times have we reached for something we needed and what we were left with? Nothing. You know what I mean? So reaching, they did not reach, and they got value at that position where I'm telling you, this might be one of the best. I'll say the best, not the best draft. I can't say the best draft ever, but I can say one of the best underrated drafts. Let's say that. One of the best underrated drafts we had was this year, hands down. And like I said, when the season kicks off, Hall of Fame game, you're going to see a lot of these young guys that we drafted and that were undrafted that we signed. Get out there, and they're going to show you what kind of player they are. And we're going to be amazed. There's going to be one or two players that we're overlooking because we're going for the ones that's known. You know what I mean? But there are players out there that's going to like turn heads like, he was undrafted? That's the kind of draft we had. He got picked up in the 5th round? That's the kind of draft we had. That's the beauty of this. Now we got to watch them execute and show us, are those the type of players that we got? Did we get the player that make you double take like, and we got him in the 5th round? He was undrafted? We have them on the team already. Our kickers were undrafted. And I've seen teams draft kickers in this draft. But our kickers are undrafted free agent rookies that we grabbed and put on this team. Man, I'm telling you, and they're like two of the best kickers in the league. So I'm like, there is value out there if you know what you're looking for. I believe our team knows what it's looking for. And we have the coaches to coach up anybody we go get in every position. They went out there and got them some solid ass coaches to get out there and groom these guys to be great Raiders. And I'm excited. I'm excited for real, for real. I'd like to thank everybody that's out here chilling with us this morning. Good morning, Raider Nation. Hope your day starts off well. If this is your first time here, do me one solid. This is all I ask. It doesn't cost any money. It's free. And that's subscribe to the damn channel. Hit the like button and knock the hell out of that notification bell so you can be notified of all the content I release, even breaking news. That's my spiel. Man, I'm excited. I know you guys are excited, man, for real, for real. Yeah, the defense does need work, Van City. Yeah, exactly. But that's why they went out and they addressed the defense. It wasn't like they just went all offense and forgot about the defense. You upgraded that defensive end with Chandler Jones. You improved your corner because you knew we lost Hayward going to where he ended up going to. Did he go with Gus Bradley to Indianapolis? No, he went somewhere else, didn't he? I'm drawing a blank. I'm brain farting. So we got Rock Ya-Sin at corner. You know what I mean? You went out there and you grabbed some you got depth on your defensive line. You know what I mean? We're always talking about Max Crosby. We're talking about Chandler Jones. But Kuntz, this is where we get to see Kuntz take off. Look whose wings he's under. Max and Chandler Jones is showing this dude and teaching this dude, just like the let's see, who's our defensive end coach? Our defensive end coach is, to be honest with you, I think it's Rob Ryan. I think Rob Ryan has something to do with the defensive ends. I know linebackers is Antonio Pierce. We got him over from Arizona State as a coach and brought him in. But as far as defensive line and linebackers, I'm not really concerned because that was Patrick Graham's bread and butter once in Green Bay with the Giants. The defensive line and linebackers is what his specialty is. So even though he's the defensive coordinator and you got position coaches there already, you know he's overseeing everything. He's overseeing that. So I'm just as comfortable with Patrick Graham with the defense as I am with Josh McDaniels calling the plays on offense. Even though we have an offensive coordinator, but we know who's calling the plays. So I'm fine with that. We know what Josh McDaniels can do. But he's grooming up his young guy that he brought in, that offensive coordinator, and help him come along. But we know who's calling the plays on offense. I'm not worried. I'm not worried with the play calling in Josh McDaniels' hands. Just like I'm not worried with the defensive line and the linebackers with Patrick Graham as the defensive coordinator. There's no worries. We got everything on lock as far as the right minds on this team. And I mean teachers. The right teachers at every position. At every position, we got the right teachers to help groom these guys, coach these guys up. And I'm satisfied, man. I'm satisfied. That's why I'm so optimistic, because I see the potential, not just in the players that we drafted and signed, but I see the potential in the coaches. That's the key. You can have all the great talent you want, but if they can't be coached up, what use are they? What use are they? So we got good coaches with good players, and I expect good results. That's what you're getting. That's the ingredients right there. Good coaching, good players, good product on the field. So with that being said, you guys, I enjoy being on here this morning with you guys. I hope you guys are up, awoke. I hope you have a wonderful day at work, school, whatever it is that you guys do in the daytime. Man, for real, 3 more weeks. 3 more weeks. We're going to see this shit unfold. Well, 3 more weeks. Shit, we're going to be in June. We get to see these the camps open. Don't forget Thursday, though. We get our schedule released. I'll be doing something Thursday, too. Thursday morning, I will be on here. We'll be talking about it. I won't be on here as the picks come out, but I will post the picks on YouTube as well as Instagram. If you guys don't know, my Instagram is Raiders Allegiance. Just like the YouTube channels, Raiders Allegiance. Twitch is Raiders_Allegiance. We're out there. You know what I mean? TikTok, Lunatic Raider is on TikTok. Yes. Dropping Raider content on there. That's my personal stuff. So I'd like to thank everybody who's followed, who subscribed, who shared, and also showing love to your Raider family. I appreciate you guys. Like I say, without you, there's no me. And without us, there's no nation. There's only one nation, Raider Nation. So like I said, man, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, man. I'm about to shut this down. It was a beautiful morning to be able to share it with you guys before you guys head off to work. I'm about to take my ass to sleep. Like I say, I work overnight, so I've been up, but now it's time for me to go ahead and close these eyes and do it all again when I get up. But I thank each and every one of you for blessing me with your presence. Like I say, I can't do it without y'all. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys that subscribe and like. Tell your friends, tell your aunts, your uncles, anybody that's a Raider fan. Tell them to come on down to Raiders Allegiance and subscribe to the channel. You know what I mean? Just subscribe. Let's build this channel together. I can't do it by myself, but I'm going to try to bring the best content I can, keep you guys entertained, keep you informed. Anytime breaking news drops, bam, I'm dropping a video for you guys. So just pay attention, hit that notification bell. You'll be notified of everything. But with that being said, man, God bless you guys. May you have a wonderful day at whatever it is you're doing today. I appreciate you guys for showing up. And as usual, Raiders, you already know, I'm out.